Welcome back everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a main topic in algebra. It's simple, but it's the most important one. It's a beginning. When we say solve linear equation, what do we mean by that? And the solution, what does it mean? It means find the value of x that satisfies the equation. And what does x that satisfies the equation mean? It means the value of x that makes it true, makes the left side equal to the right side. Now, how am I gonna do this? We may have more than one type of equations. A simple part, a simple type will be like x plus 3 equals 5. How am I gonna solve this? Solving for x means isolate x, makes it alone, which means I have to get rid of the 3. How do I get rid of the 3? How do I remove it? By subtracting 3 from both sides using the properties of equality that allows us to subtract the same value from both sides. When you subtract from both sides, positive 3 and negative 3 will be 0. That will take you to x plus 0, which is the identity of addition, equals 2. And anything plus 0 remains the same. So this will give you x equals 2. How are we gonna check that? We just said that it should satisfy the equation, so we can always check our solution. So if I'm gonna check it, and you can always do that, means replace the value of x by what you've got and check would it be equal to 5. The value of x is 2. 2 plus 3, that's 5, equals 5. So what we did was correct. That's a simple part, one-step linear equation. And this is another one-step linear equation. 2x equals 6. 2x means 2 times x. So in order to isolate x, I have to apply the opposite, either by multiplying by half, which is the multiplicative inverse of, I will do that, multiplicative inverse of 2, multiply by half, both sides. Or you can do it this way, which most people like, 2x equals 6. You can divide both sides by 2. So you do the opposite operation, which is exactly the same as multiplying by half. Divide by 2 or times half, that's the same meaning and the same effect. So what's gonna happen? If you do this, 2 and 1 over 2 will be cancelled, so that will take you to 1 times x, which is the identity of multiplication. So 1 times x is x again, so that will take you to x equals 6 times half, which is 3, or 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Same thing, whatever you like, you can apply. That was a simple one-step linear equation. What if it was 2 steps? I have to do the same thing. I will try to make it look like what I used to do here, the simple ones. So in order to do that, we start with the addition or subtraction, the opposite of PEMDAS. We apply the opposite of order of operations when you have plus and minus. So when you do that, you will get 2x equals 2, which is almost the same as the second equation here. So now you have to divide by 2, divide by 2. As you see, we made the equation look simple like the previous one. So whatever it looks, you can always make it look simple. Now, what about this one? 5x plus 2 equals 2x plus 8. How am I gonna make it look simple? Let's have a look at this equation. Can I make this one looks the same? Well, what's the problem? The problem is that I have 2 x's on different sides. So the first thing that I have to do is to make it look like the previous one by putting all the x's in one side. And of course we can still apply properties of equality, so I can subtract 2x from both sides, or you can subtract 5x from both sides. But we prefer to deal with positives in order to avoid mistakes. So if you do that, this will be 0, and you will be left with 3x plus 2 equals 8. Now it looks like this one again. So it's simple. Minus 2 from both sides. This will be 0, and you will be left with 3x equals 6. Just divide by 3, divide by 3 both sides, so x will be equal to 2. And of course you can always check your answer. Let's check again. Let's check. So this will be 5 times the value of x plus 2, supposed to be equal to 2 times the value of x plus 8. Supposed to be. Since I'm checking, then I'm not sure. I'm still checking. So times 2 times 2. The left side will give me 10 plus 2, that's 12. And the right side will give me 4 plus 8, that's also 12. So what I did was correct. Now, in some cases, you may have equations like this one. And this is a special one. If you look here, both x's are the same. So if you try to bring one to the other side, you will be left with nothing here, nothing there for x's. So it's only 2 equals 8. And of course, 2 will never be equal to 8. Now, what does this mean when you solve an equation? This means that this equation has no solution. So whatever you tried for the values of x, it will never work here. If you try to check whatever you want, it will never work. So in this case, we say no solution because we have got 2 equals 8, or any number that's equal to something different. Or you may have this kind of equations. Of course, you need to simplify it first by using distributive property. So what will we get? We will have 2x plus 4 equals 2x plus 4. If you notice here, both sides are the same. So even if you try to bring x's together, minus 2x, you will be left with 4 equals 4. In this case, 4 equals 4 is always true. It's not like the previous one, 2 equals 8. Here, 4 equals 4 is always true. What does this mean? This means that this equation has infinitely many solutions. It has many solutions, and the equation itself is called an identity. Let's write this in a different color. The equation is an identity equation. And why is it called identity? Because just like the 0 for addition and the 1 for multiplication doesn't make any changes to the value. So in this case, it's an identity equation. So whatever you substitute on the left side will be the same on the right side. Whatever is going to happen, it will always be the same. So no changes will happen. So it's called an identity equation. And if you try any value of x here, let's say you want to try 1. You will get 2 times 1, that's 2 plus 4, 6. 2 times 1 plus 3, 1 plus 2, that's 3. 2 times 3 is 6, so 6 equals 6. If you try 0, for example, so it will be 4 equals 4. If you try 5, you will get 14 equals 14, and so on. So this equation has infinitely many solutions, and it's called an identity equation. I hope that this was helpful. Good luck.